all, and welcome to Treasure Vortex with Gypsy Jules from GypsyDigs.com and YouTube's Zero Discrimination, and myself, Amanda Degaz. As today is Memorial Day, we remember that freedom isn't free, and we're going to take a moment to just pause and reflect on those that lost their lives to save and for our freedom. All right. Well, all apologies for last week. We had some serious technical difficulties. It seemed like everything in every single the system, Spreaker, Skype, everything decided that it was going to update. Even though we'd already tested, I tested it prior, it worked, and it decided it was no longer working. So all apologies for that. Happy to be on tonight. It all worked. We tested it earlier, and then tested it again, and then tested it again, and now we're here. So, hey, Gypsy, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. It's a nice warm day here in Texas. Been out barbecuing today. Got to get out and detect for just a short while today. But it's been a beautiful day, and hey, can't beat it. How about you? What did you do today?
Today I did a lot of stuff around the house, and I got out to one of the dumps that I have been working and spent about 2 hours there, and then came back and did more stuff around the house, more or less getting ready for the week. I know that your son just graduated. Congratulations.
Thank you,
Yeah.
and you too. Y'all
Yeah.
just had a graduation as well.
Yep.
Congrats.
Thanks. And his
Kind of
final,
two graduations.
yes, yeah.
Right?
He's got one more coming up, so got to make it to the finish line. So
That's awesome.
June 10th. So yeah, exciting.
June 10th.
Exciting. And I know last week, so I was out at a new permission, and we'll backtrack and go through everything, but I was out at a new permission, and I actually called Gypsy from the permission and was like, oh my gosh, and like going through, like, I just found this and then I found this, and she's like, do you want to
She was
cancel
so
the
excited.
show? Yeah. And I'm like, no, let's have the show. And oh man, I could have actually probably stayed another hour,
You should
2
have
hours.
stayed, yeah.
Yeah.
If we would have known we were going to have technical difficulties, I mean, it would have been much better if you would have got to stay,
I
because
know.
she was finding some epic stuff, and I don't know how much you want to talk about that, but yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Go
I
ahead.
mean, so this permission, it's a new owner, and he's renovating. It's I think an 1809 home. And so he's been ripping up out back and everything, and moving rocks around and ripping trees out and redoing the home. And I had told him, he had agreed that I could definitely metal detect. I had started in a pasture that they logged. So I asked if I could dig there and detect around, and he said, absolutely, absolutely. And, I got done, and I had a ton of shotgun head stamps and a bunch of lead bullets, and showed him, and he's like, yeah, you should do closer to the house. You should do like right here. And I'm like, oh, all right, So I'd gotten this, like, those signals that it blows your eardrums. And I had told him
Yes.
I would help clear the metal anyway. There's so much metal in the area, and he's trying to make it into a nice, like, picnic area with apartments and stuff. So I said, absolutely, I'll help, what I find in metal wise, I'll take with me, and I'll turn it in when I go
Clear
to the
it out.
recycling center. Yeah. So when I got that just huge signal, I was like, oh, well, I'll dig it.
Aluminum can or
Yeah. And
something like that is what you were thinking?
it was, yeah. I was thinking, who knows? It was probably trash. There's a lot of big pieces of iron there, so figured it was just another big piece of iron, and did the flip, and in the hole was sitting this change bank, and it said Summersworth Savings Bank, and This bank is no longer around. It burned down, I think, in the 60s, but I think it was built in 1849 or 1894, and it's got, a serial number on it and slots where you could put pennies and nickels and dimes and halves. So I'm like,
Wow.
I know, I'm like, I haven't seen a change bank with halves. And
Forever.
in the same hole, there was what else, what was right there? There were a couple glass beads, and then I had posted on Facebook a while ago the morning button I had found. Well,
Yeah, that's beautiful.
yes, I
Gorgeous.
ended up finding three more that matched it. So now I have four morning buttons,
What?
and they were in that same hole. And it was so cool. Clay pipe stem, um, a
Wow.
spoon, and it was crazy. It was crazy. It was so exciting. The property owner had come over, and that bank was so heavy and so like I tried shaking it, and there was no jingle jangle. So I'm like,
Mm,
he came over, and I'd given him my leash, and he's trying to, prop it open. He's like, oh, you know what? This might actually be a covering that goes over like an inside section that holds the coins. I'm like, oh yeah, you might be right. And he's like, I have tools that I could get this open. I'm like, all right, take it. I'm like, I know he's a big,
has he gotten it open yet, or have you heard
he
from him
did.
yet?
Yep. I
Yeah.
met with him the next day. He got it open. No luck, no coins in it. So,
Ah.
but he's going to clean it up. And I told him, absolutely he can keep it. He's got some other things in his place that, historical from places around here. So I was like, oh, it's going to look so cool cleaned up. So, yes.
Oh man, that's cool though.
Yeah.
Man, that would have given me some. Whew, my heart would have. You know what I mean?
Uh,
Uh,
it, I don't know. You had said the same thing to me when I sent you the little video. You're like, how are you so calm?
that would have been great. Oh man, you just don't know. I watch your videos on TikTok, and you're like, oh, it's a morning button. I'm just using that as an example.
Yep.
Oh, it's a bank. Isn't that cool? And when I dig something, I can hardly contain myself. I'm over there wanting to do cartwheels and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know. I don't know. I don't know how I stay calm. I think I don't know.
Well, you were pretty excited, though. I mean, she called me all, so she called me out of her excitement. So that's pretty excited right there for Amanda to call me in the field while she's digging. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
So it was
anyway.
good. It was awesome. And I mean, I ended up, I think, it was crazy. It was crazy. We'll backtrack though. We'll backtrack and say, so I was finally able, we've been trying to clean up the house, the spring cleaning type thing. And so I had looked at John and I'm like, we need to do a return. I'm like, do you want to jump in the car or the truck and go? And he's, all right, yeah. So we go, and he's like, I returned it, and I love seeing their faces, and all the family was there, so they got to see, all the stuff from an amazing site that produced last year. They were excavating to build their home there, and um, that was where I got the 1749. I think it was a kg farthing. I don't know. I don't
Hmm.
remember. It's not in front of me anymore. But so we brought it back and ended up with, um, reconfirmed permission, which I think is always a good thing to do. And then by stopping and doing that, he's like, "Hey, did you know that the other permission that you've got, we just took it, a foot off the top of the around the yard of it." And I'm like, "What?" So John and we went, checked it out. We're like, he looked at me, it's like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. He's like, "You want to go get the detectors?" I'm like, "Heck yeah, let's go get the detectors."
Yeah.
So, and then on the way back, there were a permission that I've been trying to get that's I know it's got a bunch of dumps out back. I They were sitting in their yard. So I'm like, John, you gotta stop. And then they were like, yeah, go ahead, it's cool. I'm like, woo. So we went, got permission to another permission and grabbed our detectors and got the A-OK to dig the dump, and then came back and detected that place, and I found a ring at that one.
Oh, what kind of ring?
It's not
I haven't heard
marked.
about this yet.
It's not marked inside. It's got like a light blue stone. It's very, very
Huh.
pretty, and what's even weirder is when I put the black light on it, it glows. I don't know what that means.
Ooh. Ooh. Now I know I've heard that the rubies will glow with the black light, but there was another stone. You said it was green? Green stone?
It's like a light blue. It's weird.
What's that?
It's
Oh,
probably like uranium glass.
it could be. I mean, it could have uranium in it. It glows that green.
No, it glows blue.
Oh, it does glow
Ye-
blue. So it
Yeah,
is a blue stone and it glows. Okay,
yeah. Cool.
cool.
I'm doing
I
it
want
again.
to see it. I want to
Ye-
see it.
Yeah, I'll send you a picture. It's crazy. I've
Send me some pics.
never had a stone glow, so that's pretty neat.
That's cool.
Pretty neat. So how are you? I know it's been, I think, 3 weeks, right? Because I know,
I guess so because I was out for when you were interviewing Karen because I think I was in Utah then, wasn't I?
yes, you were.
Okay, so yeah, I was traveling with Utah. We were filming in Utah for a show called Uncharted Expedition, in
Ooh.
case some of you have not heard about that. And once that is ready to air and all that, we'll give y'all more information on that. So um, anyway, it was a lot of fun. Oh man, that's just a beautiful area. Some of those canyons up there are just gorgeous, and I got to see some amazing petroglyphs and stuff like that. And I'll tell you one thing though, and I know it doesn't get as hot in Maine. Like today, I think it was only like a high of maybe 90 here, which normally it's like 99 by now. We had quite a nice breeze today and stuff like that. Um, but is hydrating. Hydrating when you're detecting or treasure hunting in this kind of weather, bottle digging, dump digging, especially where I live, and I know where we were, like in areas like Utah and stuff, where the when it's like 95 there with the heat index, it can be up into the hundreds so easy, so fast before you know it. And if you haven't drank enough water, I ended up having chills later that night, that first day after we got back from filming, and so did Tim. So just want to remind all of you, if you're out, be sure and drink lots of water.
Yes.
I'd only drank one water while I was out there all day, and then I drank a small Gatorade, and then started drinking water as we were coming back. And yeah, that's just, you don't want to get overheated. You don't want to get dehydrated. It's just bad news.
It just
So
ruins everything because not only are you depleted that night, but the next day you're feeling,
just,
you could end up
yes,
really sick.
it really could. Totally. So, yeah, so just wanted to remind people that that happened while we were there and filming and metal detecting. When I was out there, you're out in some of that area, it's desert, there's no trees, no shade. And it was just, I'm bad about that quite often. Sometimes I'll stick a water bottle in my pouch while I'm digging. And if I don't carry a backpack, I try to remember to carry a backpack. But we were filming. I didn't want to carry the backpack on my back, and have the extra waters in there. So I knew there was waters back at the ATVs, but I didn't want to walk all that far, so I get to swinging, and I don't want to start swinging because I want to find something, and then I forget to drink water, and then finally I'm like, oh, gosh. So, yeah, anyway, enough about that. Stay hydrated.
Yeah, stay hydrated. I don't know. I've got one of these. I don't even know what they're called. It's like a silver.
Those little camelback things?
No, it's called Manna,
No?
Manna, and it's like it looks like a titanium water water bottle. But I swear, you could put water in that in the morning and it can sit in the sun all day and you open it and it's still cold. So it's like my go-to. I bring it with me everywhere.
Wow.
But once you run out, then you're out. Now,
Exactly.
you were filming for Expedition Unknown.
Or not yeah. No, not Expedition Unknown. Uncharted Expedition.
Uncharted Expedition. I got to write that down. I'll be saying the wrong thing the whole time.
The other one you're talking about is with Josh Gates, I think. So, anyway, yeah, we were filming, did some metal detecting on there. Got back, I'm trying to think. There was a hunt in Longview that I went to, and it was a seated hunt. I didn't dig. I don't usually dig the seated hunts just because I don't care about, winning stuff or anything. I like to, everyone else to do that. If anything, I would rather just donate, to the hunt, stuff like that. That's usually what I try to do. But I just, got to hang out and with other diggers, and it was funny. There was a lady that she said she didn't have her glasses on. She had, her husband had got her an autographed card of me, one of my autographed cards, and she was like, I love your boots. Those are iconic. Oh, what kind of boots? So I had my boots in the car. So I went and showed her. She wanted to know what brand they were because she wanted to order some similar. And it was funny when she realized who I was. She took a picture with me and all that.
Awesome.
But it was fun just hanging out with everybody. And I was waiting for Zola to get there. Zola came and drove a long way to come visit. And so my friend was like, hey, I know where a dump is if y'all want to go. And, you mentioned bottles to Zola. She's like, what? So we ended up going dump digging. Now, let me tell you, Terry, he's the guy that took us to this dump and gave us the location. And he found, I think it was 5 poison bottles that day. 5.
In a pocket?
He found, yes, and, well, it was all out of the same hole, but not in the same, pocket together,
Gotcha.
But out of the same hole. And I think 2 of them were miniature ones, like tiny ones. Really cool. And I still didn't get my poison bottle, but I got some really cool little bottles. I need to take a photo of them. I can't remember. They're made in New York or something. But it's fun to, dig bottles here in Texas that are made in all these different, it makes them all the way up in New York. And how it got here, in a dump. I just think that's cool,
Yeah, absolutely. It's cool.
And I think I dug a clay marble and a wheat penny. And, another guy that was there before we got there, he dug a barber quarter. I was like, oh, I wish I could have dug a barber quarter.
In the dump, you found a barber quarter?
No, not me. One of the guys that was there earlier before we got there, before Zola and I got there. I dug a wheat penny.
Oh, that's still, you found a coin. That's awesome.
I found a coin. Yeah, I found a coin. So yeah, I did get out today and detect just a little. Mainly, I'm practicing. So I just put out a video. Well, first off, I know you mentioned earlier, and reminds me that if you haven't watched my video of my cut silver real, my bucket list find video, encourage you to go check that out. I was super excited about finding that. And then I probably put it out at the wrong time, but because it's been the holiday weekend, so I haven't had as many views, but I've been having a lot of really good comments on it. Packed in a lot of information. So I was trying to upload the video, and it was just too long, so I ended up splitting it up into part 1 and part 2. And so I put up part 1, and it's about target testing, but it's really about iron masking and iron audio and why do you dig those iffies. So there's some pretty interesting stuff in there if you want to check that out. And then I'll be uploading probably part 2 maybe tomorrow. So, and especially if there's some of you that, I've had people tell me that it's good info for even if you're seasoned detectorist. I went back today, and yeah, you're going to dig iron if you use this technique, but you also are going to occasionally pop out something really good that's being masked by, iron being on top of it, above it, just right beside an item, So check out that video, and then I'll have part 2 up very soon. Yeah, and today I went back out to that same site. I wasn't there very, very long, but I dug a horseshoe. I'm like, okay, gonna be some not an oxshoe though. Anyway, it's
so
just
cool.
fun.
Yeah, and you've like hammered that site, haven't you?
Oh, I've hammered, and today going back over that area with iron audio on and zero discrimination. Oh my gosh. It's like every step you take, you hear you hear all of that iron. It's just crazy. But you're listening for any kind of peak on that iron, and those iffy jumpy signals that may jump high, low, So if y'all get a chance, check out that video. I know you've been too busy to check it out, but I used the Garrett AT Max, and I also used the Garrett Apex in that video, and I also was using the brand new Jace Robertson signature collection unit that I got. So they sure cool. Look pretty. Sure look pretty.
That's awesome.
So if y'all get a chance, check out part 1, and then I'll have part 2 hopefully out tomorrow.
Very cool. Very cool. I put both of those in chat, links to them, if you want to check them out. Absolutely. Absolutely. I will definitely get to go watch them here this week.
Hopefully this week won't be as crazy now that, you've got one more graduation now, but that's not till June 10th, did you say?
Yes, June 10th. Okay. Yep. Well, this week is also my niece's graduation. It's like one thing after another.
Oh, okay. Well, you'll be busy with that too.
Yeah, but I'll still get a chance. I'll watch it before work, so.
Okay. Well, I hear you have 4 new permissions. How did you go about that?
I did. So it was basically going from, the one I was just talking about with the coin bank was a new one. And, so it was the weekend. It was last weekend. I was going by a place that I've been working Like I had asked and they said that they would get back to me. And then, a year's gone by and I was going to go check again. And as I drove by, there was a car parked in the driveway of the house with a guy leaning against his car with a metal detector. And I was like, what? So I waved. And then it kind of got me, like, I got back to the house and I'm like, I wonder. And then I was like, no, if he got permission, I should just deal with it. And so I went to go for a drive and just kind of like check out some of the other spots I have. And this place that another place that I've wanted to detect, the guy was outside doing work. So I stopped and he had said, yeah, absolutely. And then he was like, oh, you should check with, there's a dump out back. He goes, but that's on the neighbor's property. And I said, okay. I said, well, I'll check with that neighbor. And another permission that we've had, they had said, hey, you need to get a hold of so-and-so. He has a bunch of fields. So they gave us his number. This is a whole nother one. Gave us his number. He's like, oh yeah, I'll be haying here in the next week or so. And so as soon as that's done, you can head on over. I'm like, awesome. So that was the 3 right there. And then we stopped at the permission that they took the foot off of, like the foot of dirt around the place off of. And a guy stopped by and he's like, hey, blah, blah, blah. And we told him what we were doing. And everything that we find at this place goes back to the property owners. Well, it's not really, it's like a community owned location. So everything will go back and either help raise money to basically fix this place up, or it will be framed and hung inside the place once it's fixed. And he's like, oh, I've got a whole bunch of foundations on my property too. And we're like, really? We're like, well, he's like, yeah. And so we were able to secure that as well. So that was pretty exciting. So yeah, 4 in like a matter of 24 hours.
That's insane. I
I
mean,
know.
man, I wish I was that lucky
The thing
when it
is,
comes to
like,
permissions.
there's not enough time. I'm like, I
Right?
want to go to all of them. Like, oh, how do I do this?
Exactly. Wow.
So
Yeah, just
basically,
not enough time.
no, gonna end up having to schedule, okay, gonna do a morning here, an afternoon here. But
Mm. Well, that's a good problem to have. I wish I had that problem with
yeah,
permissions.
that's true. That's true. I cannot complain. It is a great problem to have.
especially because yours are local. Most of my permissions usually are somewhere else. It's always cost me a lot of money to go drive there if I want to hunt, and it seems like it's always in some other state, or it's true. They're always far off, so um, hopefully, with my new off-road vehicle, I'm hoping to get into some of those hard, do a little more driving to some of these locations and doing that, you know, driving more to some locations. But there's just some places, you have to drive. I mean, you have to fly, and
Hmm.
everything's just so high right now. People don't realize, um, that our hobby can cost us money sometimes just to go hunt these places because with gas as high as it is, or flying, or all of that. So it's great that you have those permissions that are so close. That's just, and so much history there, old stuff. Man,
I know
wish
it's
I had that. Wish I had that problem.
uh,
Because I got a lot more time than you on that in that department, and in some ways I do. In some ways, not necessarily in others.
time. Yeah, that I'm running low on. It's crazy too. So this weekend, it got up to, I think today it got up to the high was maybe 85. And then, I kept thinking, all right, now we're gonna get warm. No, no. This week looks like it's going to be cool. I think maybe the 60s, like 65, 67, I think is the high for the week. And then as low as, into the 40s in the evenings, come Thursday night. So I'm like, all right, we actually might have a real true spring this year instead of it being, cold, 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 a kind of warm day, and then 100 degrees. So, um, and yes, Aggie, you asked, are the black flies thick this year? Oh, yes. Yes. And I think
Really?
I think you were comparing them, or someone was comparing them to, what are they called down there? Chigs? Chiggers?
Chiggers? Yeah.
Chiggers. That they go for your eyeballs and they're so bad. But
Chiggers here. Oh man, yeah. When we were filming, oh my gosh, gnats. You'll probably be able to see them when they're interviewing me. They're like swarming, and I'm like, I'm gonna open my mouth, and they're gonna fly in my mouth, or they're gonna fly in my eyes. And if you'd stop at any time, I stopped to drink water once and sat down and laid my detector down, and all these gnats were just like swarming all over. And one got caught in my earpiece, in that little earpiece
yep.
inside there, and it was
Oh no.
terrible. But yeah,
That's
in
no
Texas
good.
we got chiggers, ticks. Where East Texas, where I'm at right now.
Mm.
Yeah, those chiggers get under your skin. They do.
Yeah, they do. They
Yeah,
do.
the things we do for detecting.
The things for any type of treasure
For
hunting.
treasure hunting, Boy, dump digging. I don't know how many times we've gotten into poison ivy and poison oak and sumac and all that stuff.
All the time. And actually, I'm going to knock on some wood. Tap, tap. I have not gotten any yet this year.
That's
Um,
good.
I know Bill, Ohio Relic Hunter, he said, yeah, ticks suck. And I have, thankfully, I'm gonna knock on some wood. I've spotted the ticks before they've gotten me. So thankful on that.
Well, I pulled one off in the shower the other day.
No.
Yeah, it's actually the second one I pulled off of me in the shower. And then I think it was when we were filming, where was I? Or I was at an airport. I remember I felt something crawling on me. I looked down and it was a tick.
Oh, it was when you were
Oh
leaving
my
here.
goodness.
It was when I
Oh,
dropped you
that's
off at the
right.
airport.
Yes, I was leaving there from you. And I was like, yeah, I looked down and there was a tick crawling on my arm. Oh. But yeah, now snakes too, like behind the house on the farm where I live right now. I just have to send it to you. I went out there and I was taking a little walk down by the creek, and I sat down and I was just enjoying nature. And I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, I haven't seen any snakes around. I go to stand up to leave. I look down in the creek, and right not far behind me in the creek there is this massive water mouse thing just laying there. I'm like, I was that close. That close. And so I videoed it. I'll have to send it to you. Mm.
Yeah, no, snake. Well, I guess it's up to the situation. I don't know. I feel like perhaps I was like less or more fearless prior, and now I'm like, nah, I'll let you be. I'll come back on another day. You have fun. But now, yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Mm-mm. Yeah, Medicine Maine. I'll just leave those Maine chicks in Maine. I didn't want to bring them with me back to Texas. We got plenty here.
Yeah, yeah. You
Oh,
don't need any of our main ticks down there.
uh,
Too much.
yeah.
Too much.
Have you
So,
had plans this week for getting out to any? Are you going to have any free time to get out and detect?
oh yeah, I mean I'll work some time in here and there and so another I guess I got more than four permissions. Um
Oh.
Another one is a really an older place that the owner thinks the log cabin was on the property and then while they were building the house and it's also right down the street from where the original sawmill was in the town. So the sawmill's not there anymore. The only thing that's left is foundation stones. So we checked
Mhm.
out that, and then we worked the spot that he thought perhaps the log cabin was first. I think I didn't find anything except for some tinfoil. More or less, we did the rundown of the property, the information, the history, and then what the you know what he was looking forward to seeing and whatnot, and definitely have to do some got to take the machete out and cut some area down, and then I'll probably be trying to work the sawmill with another digger in the area that I met. So there's a lady that her husband sent him the article that I was in, and she reached out because she's only one town over. So we've gone out a couple times now, and she's a hoot. She's real fun to dig with. So um, I've gone out. I brought her mudlarking, and then we went to learn about that property together. So hopefully going to get over
Hmm.
there a little bit and maybe dig. But yeah, too many different spots. But hoping to probably get over there this week. And then, once you got the metal detectors, people, I think there's 3 property stakes I've got to go look for that I've had to add to my list. Do you get those
Oh, yeah.
people asking you to come find them?
Yeah. A lot of people think of that, oh, you metal detect? Can you help me come find my property stakes? Uh,
So, got to do that here soon too. I started a list of the different things, and then you've got people that, I want to help and help them learn how to detect. So I've got their names written down. I need to reach back out and help with that too. And but hey, it is May, the last Monday in May.
mhm.
It's not quite summer yet. We have hopefully, a good year to have fun and get out digging. Hoping to actually do some mineral and gem hunting here soon too. So
Oh, yeah. I'm still dying to go look for those big quartz crystals, and I really want to go do that.
yeah,
Y'all, do you have some places in your area, you said, to
I
do that?
do. Yep, there are.
Mm,
There are. And then
all right.
there's I can't think of the mineral, but Maine is one of the states that has the majority of it, and you can spot it with a black light. So hoping to maybe do some of
Really?
that too. Yeah. Yep.
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes, but I'll have to look up what that is and then get back to you because I can't remember. But we have smoky quartz and amethyst and a bunch of other fun things to go look for. And I mean, while you're doing that, it doesn't hurt to scope the area and find out permissions and do things like that. Do things like that. Now, you've got something coming up, don't you, that you're hoping to get to this weekend?
Yeah, so there is a hunt. So I went and spoke a while back at the Henderson Club, and they gave me a lifetime membership at their club. And anyway, um, they are having I think it is a seated hunt on Saturday, I think. and I really would like to go. Like I said, I don't like doing the cedar hunts. I'm go for to meet people, talk to people at metal detect. If anybody needs help, maybe there's some beginners there that might need help um, with their machines or whatever. Help them out. But also, um, I think that the property we're going to be at, the owners, they've invited me out several times. They have an old ghost town out there.
Ooh,
So
that's
I'm
it's right up
hoping
your
I get
alley.
to, yep, hoping I get to do a little digging while I'm there at the other part after the hunt's over. So we'll see if it's not too hot, which I'm sure it'll be hot. Um, Probably in the 90s as Texas weather goes. But, I need to find I think my cooling rags may still be packed. I don't know. I've got to look.
I
Um,
I just
Dig out the
ordered
cooling
another.
rags.
Yep, I just ordered
Did
a set
you?
of
Maybe
four
I
of
need to
them.
do that.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe I need to just order a new set.
Well,
But those
these,
things do help a lot. They really
yeah.
do.
And these ones, I wanted to find ones that I could wash. So
Uh-huh.
the other ones that you can't really throw in the washing machine, at least the
Hmm.
ones that I had, you couldn't throw in the washing machine. So these ones you can throw in the washing machine. You just have to let them line dry. And yeah, it was a pretty good deal. So I'm like, all right.
Cool. I don't
Yes.
know. I bought some a year or so ago on Amazon that they came with like a carabine
Mm-hmm.
that hooks onto your belt, and like what you can do, it has a plastic thing, and you can. What I would do is I'd wet them and I would freeze them overnight, and then you can latch it onto your belt, and then when you get out there, by then it's pretty much thawed out. So you just
Ah,
slide it out, and it's very cold and cool.
I didn't
So
even
that's
think
what
of,
I would do.
yeah, I didn't even think about throwing them in the freezer. That's brilliant.
Yeah, it
So
worked. It
smart.
worked. So anyway, yeah, you might want to try that. These I could. I don't know about the ones you got, but these came in like a little plastic zippy bag that I could carabine to my belt. So it
Yes.
worked out perfect.
Yep. With the
Perfecto.
They did. They're four, and then they came with four little bags to put them in.
Mhm. Mhm.
I just
Yep.
figured the more the
Sounds like the
better,
ones
because
I
you
have.
you never know who's gonna come up, and it's gonna be 120 degrees, and
Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. We did have cooling rags when we filmed for Beyond Oak Island when we were doing the Sam Bass. We all got pretty overheated that day. Um, and Maddie Blake had gotten sick because he wasn't used to our Texas heat. But I don't think I used one that day. I think a lot of the cameramen did, and some did in between scenes. But yeah, whew, can be stay hydrated again. Can't talk about that enough anymore. Stay hydrated and
yes.
keep cool. Do you ever? So do you wear? I don't remember you wearing. I know I constantly wear my hat. I have my Garrett hat that I wear 90% of the time when I'm out detecting, and my zero to scrim hat. Occasionally, another hat that somebody's given me.
Hmm.
Um, have you ever thought about wetting your hat, like in cold water or anything like that, like
Actually,
ice water?
I was just eyeballing the same the same technology for those coolies that you wear around your neck. They've got the
Uh huh.
hats too. So they're like a boat,
Really?
yeah, they're like boat hats. So I was checking them
Huh.
out, and actually, it was funny because I had to run to Walmart at some point last week, and when I was leaving, I saw them. They had, as seen on TV, and they had those, and I was like, well, I guess if I can't find them online, I could find them, at Walmart. But yes, I was actually contemplating getting one of those.
Yeah. Let me know if you get one and how that goes because yeah. Um. Today. It was only like 90 degrees, and there was a nice breeze. And that's, not that hot for here, really. Usually it's like 99 plus, you know, and no clouds. And humid here in East Texas. So. Anyway, yeah, keep us posted on that. I'm curious, but I might try that just with my hat. I've never done that, but dip it in some cold ice water, maybe from an ice chest or something, and pop it on my head.
When it's super, super hot, I have absolutely dumped water on my head.
Have you?
Oh, yeah. And it's helped.
Speaking of, are you planning on doing any water hunting soon or this summer? Or?
I'm hoping to.
You know where I'm still dying to go? I would just like to sift there.
The river that I get into? Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even there, but even the button dump creek.
Yes. Rhode Island, we got to make a trip. And
yep. That was giving me a hard time today because I was posting something about hamburgers and cooking out and said, but are they in Rhode Island?
We have burgers here in Maine too.
Right. Well, maybe we could plan another trip before fall's over. So, well, we got to get you to Texas, though. So.
Yes, I do. I need to get down to Texas to detect.
It may be sooner than we think. We'll work on that. Well, it looks like we're about out of time.
Yeah, we're close. A couple minutes. Hopefully we'll get back into the routine of things. I know we've got some guests going to be lined up here soon. It should be fun.
Oh, guess what I got for us? Or did I tell you already?
No, I don't think so.
Nicola.
Oh, yay. That will be fun.
So we just got to get with her on the time, whether to do it pre-recorded or I know it's late for her, but she has agreed, so we'll have to get her on as soon as we can. And, yeah, I want to hear all about mudlarking.
Yes. Maybe in 2023, I can make it across the ocean. That would be fun. Do some detecting and definitely some mudlarking would be great. It's very cool.
Yep.
Again, I think we've got all the system issues ironed out. I know we have an entire tote full of things. Yeah, I think we have an entire tote full of giveaways. So be sure to check us out in the following Mondays. I know that we're going to be having some goodies to give away. So if you want in on those, definitely, I think we might try to do one for those that listen after the podcast airs. That way, in the event that somebody can't make it and listen live, they have the opportunity and still winning. So that way, if you're busy on the Monday that we're giving something away, we'll come up with how you can still win it. As long as you listen, we'll have a secret code phrase or something like that. That way you can share it and get in on the giveaways. So, yeah. So, all right. Well, you have fun. I know you were barbecuing it up, and
yeah, we got some company here, so I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my Labor Day weekend celebration, and appreciate you having that moment of silence today, and we appreciate I know all the ones that have gone before us and sacrificed so much, and we want to take this day for remembering them and keeping them in our thoughts, and for the things that they did for our freedom. So thank you for starting us out with that. And we appreciate everyone being here tonight and taking the time on this week, Memorial Day weekend. And we hope you all enjoy the rest of your holiday. And thanks again, y'all. Y'all have a great night. Good night, all.
Good night, everyone.